So here we're walking along a little path with a beautiful little river running through it. This is in Ikejiri Ohashi in central Tokyo. It's such a peaceful place, and so typically Japanese. Everything is, all the details are finely organized. It's very tidy and clean, and the water in this little river is just perfectly clean. Really quite amazing. Here we come to some little Japanese houses. The way that we measure living standards is sometimes, I think, a bit misguided. It's not so much about, how much floor space you have per inhabitant, but many other things go together. Here's a woman cleaning up, and as I was saying, it's so much more than just simply how much floor space you have or how big of a car you have, but the whole fabric of social life and city life. There are so many elements that come together, like a sense of safety and security, quiet, cleanliness, and Tokyo has all of those things in a very strong way. You have, at least I have, and I think Japanese do too, it's just a sense of well-being when you go out on the streets. It's it's a low-stress environment. Transport is extremely convenient and easy to use. You can walk to most things that you need. All the stores and so on are very walkable, including the public transportation stops. And Japanese buildings themselves are often not particularly attractive, but they're tidy, they're clean, they're highly functional, and it's like I said, a real sense of well-being and security and peace here in Tokyo. It's such a marked contrast to where I've been for the last several months. Even Berlin, as nice as Germany is, Berlin itself does not have the sense of well-being that Tokyo does. Berlin is a rough city, a lot of poverty, and Tokyo just doesn't have that at all. Just an overwhelming sense of order and sophistication, really. Here we continue along the path that we just came from, one of the forks that this little creek and path go into. It's a beautiful autumn day, and many people are hanging their laundry out for a walk. Here's a woman coming with an umbrella to protect herself from the sun. Kind of a Japanese obsession to not get a tan. There are lots of little fish in this river too. Maybe you can see them if I get closer. This building has a bunch of things hanging out in the sunshine and fresh air. Air seems very clean here. The water, as I said, in the creek is just crystal clear. Here we've got some people cleaning up. And just fascinating to me, the little careful detail, the way he's scraping the little weeds out. It's that sense of attention to detail and care for what they have. Sometimes the buildings or infrastructure in general may not be brand new, but they take good care of it. We're now getting close to where my friends live, where I'm staying. Straight ahead is one of the centers of Tokyo called Shibuya. And I will go there later today, maybe. It's walkable from here, about 20 minutes. As organized as I found China to be, it's a huge step down from Japan. Not surprisingly, Japan is 50 years ahead of China in terms of economic development, and I think maybe the culture's a bit different too. It certainly is different. So anyway, I'm hoping that this little video can give a sense of the coziness and well-being of the Japanese here in Tokyo, which is of course the biggest city in the country, which many Japanese would think has a lower standard of living because of its density. But Japanese density is very, very different from Chinese density. The city of Tokyo is sprawling with a lot of low-rise buildings. So it doesn't have that oppressive sense of being in a high-rise, whatever, cement, concrete jungle. There are just narrow little streets everywhere with cozy little houses, and they really are cozy. They look pretty atrocious from the outside, some of them, including the house of the friends I'm staying with, but there's a coziness to it. Everything works perfectly, and but the external aesthetic appearance is not always the most important thing. The water is so clear and beautiful, and there's really a wide variety of species here. Of plants, that is. So they've really given that thought to. Years ago in Tokyo, as I remember, it was a lot more monoculture. Certain plants were planted everywhere, and there wasn't a lot of variety, but that's changed. Now I'm seeing species from all over the world mixed in here. There's some rosemary even. And not a piece of garbage or litter to be found anywhere, which I think is due to a combination of Japanese, not fastidiousness, but just they don't throw things on the ground, of course, and also the careful maintenance, which I noticed a little bit ago. So soon we're coming to a major road, and when we get there, I will turn off the video. Right now it's about noon, 5 after 12. So I imagine as we get to the main road, there will be a lot of people having their lunch break. Also, I noticed here a lot of birds, in addition to the fish in the little stream. Variety of fish, actually. There are a lot of different birds. So this is a place like this is a bit of an oasis for wildlife, I think. Plants, insects, fish. I think I saw a crayfish also in the river. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I did. I think it might have been dead, but I saw one. And birds. So as we approach the major road, one of the big major arteries that lead into Tokyo here, then we see a lot more large high-rises. It was near the metro stop and near a major highway ahead. Okay, I think I will turn this off now. And maybe I will go to a cute little Japanese. Oh, here's some ducks. Maybe I will go to a very cute little Japanese coffee shop. It's just a beautiful day. It's in the 60s, sunny, and the mother was just saying to the daughter, there are no fish, are there? But there's a huge amount of fish coming up ahead, which they'll see soon. This is pretty shallow here. And here we come to, like I said, the big highway, this little creek. And there's a much larger river, I believe, underneath this. This was artificially created as a deck above the river. It goes under this road, and then I believe it continues. From the map that I saw when I entered this park, this park is quite long. I think it goes for a very big distance. Here's a map. And it says it's Meguro-ku, which is the area of Tokyo. It's a green walking road. And let's see where we are. We are here now. So there's routes going all over the place. I think this is where I am. So there's quite a good green network here in Tokyo. I'm going to turn this off now.